We are oppressed. We are exploited. We are downtrodden. We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights. So the only way we're going to get some of this oppression and exploitation away from us or aside from us is come together against the common enemy.
Well, happy Friday to every single one of you beautiful people.
Yes, yes.
So I know it's an oddball day of the week for us to be on for the most time for all our faithful followers. And we want to say thank you so much to every single one of you. Happy you're having an amazing day. And it is the start of the weekend. So, man, first of all, welcome to Unfiltered. Everybody, y'all know what we need to do. We're going to have some great topics today for you all. We also going to have a very special guest. I know he's in the process of trying to get on, so we're gonna keep it moving and keep it jumping for the most part. I'm hoping everybody had a great week. We have a lot of things. How you doing, Miss Kathy? Appreciate you. Peace King, what's going on, my man there? D man, hope everything with you is good, man. Just peace and blessings to you. And everybody else who is out there that's going to be joining on today. We're going to have us some great topics. Again, want to first start it off, of course, with the best podcast in the land, which includes some of the best hosts in the land. Indy, what up, though? So everybody come on out this bad boy. Let's join in this conversation. It's going to be a good one, man. So come with your eyes and ears open and open minds to it. Really going to have some good ones today. And before now, oh, there we go. I see my man is on this bad boy. Wave, Mike, if you can see me, man. I mean, well, wave if you can hear me right now, Mike. No matter what it is. There we go. Met this brother through one of our
Shout out to our boy Martez.
Shout out to him. Another brother that's got himself podcast going on YouTube. We helping keeping this network alive with the big connection. We about to have us an ultimate black connection when it comes to podcasts. And I'm telling you, man, I foresee seeing some awesome things. So I just appreciate this brother. Me and him has reached and touched base back and forth in regards to it. I love his content. He loved our content. So it makes sense that we spread the love. So first I want to start off with my hosts introducing themselves. Just in case they don't need no introduction, but baby, let's go ahead and get it started. Mr. Reese.
What up, though, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. Reese, 1/3 at Unfiltered. Continue to share, like, and subscribe. Thank you all for tuning in. Let's get to these great topics. And we'd like to thank our special guests for coming in. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
And we about to get ready to put him on. I know Miss Hills is still in the process of coming on, but I want to go ahead before we get started with this brother. You know, I'm a big, and anybody that know and watch our show, I am big on not just encouragement, but uplifting. I always say that it's two ways that people can support. 3 is perfect. 3 is perfection. 1 is with money. 2 is with time. And if you get blessed enough, you get people that do both. So I always want to give a special host, and I'm going to come on, Will. I don't want you to think that we up here disguised and got our cameras off for some kind of hidden reason. So don't worry about that, brother. I'm going to get on. I just wanted to make sure everything was working before we got it, but I want to make sure you got on. So, and let him graciously introduce himself, Mr. Mike Will. Man, we appreciate you so much
Thank you.
for coming on the show, brother, so much. If you go ahead and give the people a brief you know what I'm saying, not brief, but a great introduction of yourself, brother. Again, appreciate you being on the show and appreciate you reaching out and touching base with us, man. Appreciate it.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Shout out to Martez for making it happen, man. That's a good brother, man. Like you say, my name is Mike Willie. I can be found on YouTube, Mike Willie 323, where I have content similar to what you guys have here, and I'm just looking forward to having great dialogue with you guys, and hopefully this won't be the last time.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate you, brother. And I just want to make sure we get that out for you again. You said that's Mike Willie
323, yes.
and that's on YouTube, everybody. So please patronize this brother. Go there, subscribe. Great content that he has going on, man. I think it's almost when I was watching you, man, and I was really getting involved in it, and I found myself wanting more. So I can't wait
Yeah.
till you get more and more videos out there, man. That's I really like it. I like the structure. I like how it's the interview. I like the flow and everything else. I know you said you're relatively new, but you don't look like it, brother.
Yes, believe it or not, I'd be nervous, but it's definitely going to be more to come. It's just with the work schedule, things been a little limited, but I will be picking up more videos, and you're welcome to join anytime. I'm always looking for someone to come on with great conversation.
All right,
Copy that, man. We definitely appreciate the invite. Welcome aboard to today's show, man.
Yeah, sorry about the lighting. My lighting is going in and out. That'll be something I'll be working on too.
And I also want to give Miss Hills is on right now, so I want to let her get in and let her come in with everything. We love Miss Hills. Miss Hills is the just the point. She the glue. She is the glue of Unfiltered. She brings everybody back in. Oh man, and she just left out. I guess we got to get stronger glue. Maybe some gorilla glue. Oh my goodness. But she is the glue. It is this big great podcast that we got over here, man. And we appreciate her so much ever since being on here. She got such a perspective, such a fire. She'll make you just sit back, you get lost in the conversation with her and make you sit back and say, oh man, I didn't think about that. So without me geeking her up any more than but that she can't possibly do, I'm gonna let her introduce herself to everybody. If you don't know, no introduction needed, but just in case, Ms. Hills, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself? Oh, and she just gave us a message. So I'm hoping everything all right. I know she still got it. She normally got tech issues, but we'll get it all taken care of. Get this all off here. So, hey, what I want to do first, really quick, I want to go over this topic because we do have it's really two main topics that we want to discuss today. I know I gave you brothers and everybody else the kind of just the videos itself of what happened over the weekend in Detroit. Just in case you've been under a rock, DL and Monique kind of going back and forth in regards to who was supposed to be the headliner. They both producing receipts. They both calling fraudulent on the other receipts, or we're not so much calling fraudulent, but it's become messy, and it just feels like it's a saying when it's too much of information and too many directions that everybody's going, that's when you get to like all these conspiracy theories. You know what I mean? So when it start going too much out left and too much out this way, something ain't being told that's right. So I want to save that one for later, but I want to get into something that's really big right now. And since the beginning of 2022, there has been, and we're going to check this, and Mr. Reese, I know you always good at checking facts, so let me know if it's true or not, okay? I just want to make sure. We have had, if it's correct, 232 mass shootings in the United States. That's just 2022. That's more days of the year. That's more days that we, you know what I'm saying? That's more than the days that we've been in a year so far. 223 is in that neighborhood. Don't quote me on it. I know that's in that neighborhood in regards to how many mass shootings we've had. This is incredible. And we're not talking about the ones that's been back to back. We talking about a couple. I mean, let's just think about it. Buffalo, New York, at a grocery store, they filmed. He was filming what he was doing. Well, they got to the point they cut it off. You know, they cut off the net. But, you know, in this age of the dark net, you can find anything. You can still find that video. Not to mention the fact that 8 people died, all black, because it was strategically maintained that this young man, 18-year-old, scouted out what he wanted to do prior to doing it and killed 8 people. 8 people didn't come home from the grocery store that day. Then we got Texas, where 19. Can you that struggles me? That bothers me right there. I don't know about you, Mike. I don't know about you, Mr. Reese, but that bothers me when kids get murdered. I don't care what color they are. When kids get murdered because they're defenseless. Last time you felt this horrible was Sandy Hook.
Yes, sir. Hey, I was gonna fact check you real quick. It was 10 people that died, 3 got injured. And a total, like, it's a total right now. Yes, it's 277. So you're around that ballpark. 277 mass shootings in the U.S. And like, and not to even cut you off, like, it's just kind of weird to be numb to it. You know what I mean? Like, and the last 2 actually got me because I did see the video of the Buffalo shooting, and what was weird about it was that it looked just like a first shooter Call of Duty game.
Call of Duty game,
But
absolutely.
like, and like real people were just falling out, dying, and like it was just crazy. And the shocking part what caught me like was when the guy had saw the it was I think he was I don't know if he was a customer or if he worked there. It was a white guy like in a fetal position on the ground, and the guy said, "Whoops, sorry," and just continued shooting other black folks. And I get I get there's hate crimes going on in America, even though we should have been numb to it. But not to limit kids, innocent kids. I just think that's where it's like where it becomes too much. And like me and Mr. Johnson was talking about, like, hey, we could just, hey, sit at Applebee's, just have a drink. And somebody just come in and just shoot us. And it's not abnormal anymore. Or we could just go to the grocery store and be a part of a mass shooting or a slaughter just because somebody feels like they want to do it.
Right.
So it gets to that point to where what are limits? Like, where is anybody safe?
And then when we think that's that's the like, okay, now you got kids killed and you got teachers. See, you keep in mind, y'all see I'm not even digging into all the rest of the propaganda to try to steer off the fact that the main concern is people getting killed, not cops not being brave, not teachers being braver than cops, not a racial thing. Death is death. Last time I checked, when you go on the ground don't spit you out because you're black or white. So you get California shooting out there. All these within a week. Then we get a hospital shooting in Tulsa.
Yeah.
Just for people saying that's white people problems. A brother went into the hospital.
Yeah.
Killed
It's
4
rough.
people. Killed 4 people that killed himself.
Yeah.
People, stop giving into all this race crap. This race crap is done. It's the way that the government continually separates us. If we make it race, we'll never stick together to get on one accord for anything to get real progress done.
I definitely agree. It's not about race. There was a point in time in this country where it was about race, but
Absolutely.
for so long it's been about people morality and people that lack morality. You know, whoever thought we were living a day and time where when we, give our little man some dap and give our baby girl a kiss, send them off to school, that's our last time seeing them. And we have to stop blaming everything on mental health. This kid actually apologized to a gentleman. He was in his right state of mind. I understand that, there is some certain level of therapy possibly needed, for you to even have that mindset of killing people. But we can't just constantly blame it on mental health, because it's hate, and it's so much hate in these guys' heart that's doing this, that's the bigger picture. And why not look into it like you would look into these guys that have drug cases? You go digging and try to find information and background information on why they, sell drugs and things of that nature. Why not dig into why these mass shooters are killing people?
You 100. I don't know how many times we've already said, man, Mike, we've said this so many times, talking about on the show, that we said the fear what's going to happen is that mental health is going to be the new crutch that people are going to use in regards to taking away accountability for their actions. So I agree with you. I agree with you 110. We said this. Everything's being blamed on mental health. Even to go further, my concerns is 2 with mental health. Is that 1, we're going to blame it on everything, which that means people that are really experiencing and having difficulties with mental health, that absolutely need help, they're the ones who are going to get put on the back burner.
Right.
Because they're going to be constantly ignored because everybody else is just claiming it. Okay, yeah, I had mental health issues. Like the everyday stress of life just finally got to me.
Yeah, and we can build that excuse around it. You know what I mean?
Yep. And it just bothers me. I know you guys, and I know that we talked about this so much, and totality for everything, but I've seen people every time they say mental health, or they use when we need to find out what's going on. We need to see what was going on in their mind frame. We need to do everything. And what gets me each time is y'all do understand that an individual that not only can strategically plan, map out, and target specific individuals, to me, that's not mental health. I'm sorry. People can put it any way they want to. You're not going to have me believe that's mental health. That's straight up good old fashioned targeted hate.
I definitely agree. Where's the hate bill at for,
Yeah.
Why not, you create all these other bills, why not create a hate bill? Bad enough that they're getting taken alive where, they kill people, but they're getting taken alive and just doing jail time or getting off because mental health. It makes no sense.
So I guess my question to you guys in regards to this, because now to get to the biggest point of what's going on. The argument now is gun control. What are we going to what are they going to do in regards to trying to temper or keep guns out of certain individuals' hands? Now, bad guys, and I hate using that word like bad guys, but the best way to say it is people that don't follow the rules. Rules are not going to affect them because they don't follow them in the first place. But these are not people that by nature, they don't have criminal records. See, this is the problem that I think most people in Congress are not understanding, who take money from gun lobbyists all the time, who we won't realize all you got to do, every fund that comes to every representative, every senator, is open public record, people. If you ever want to see it, you can check it out. And I put the website on here before for people to check it out. You can see who they take money from. This is why I've said countless occasions over and over again, politicians should not be allowed to be funded or take money from everyone. They can eliminate all that nonsense if they just said everybody got to run on their own record. You don't get funded, because if that be the case, some people can just monopolize the networks and commercials by flooding their image everywhere they go, so that way you're the only person to see. Because 9 times out of 10, the majority of Americans as a whole, our attention spans have gotten worse.
Yeah.
We don't do no research. We don't do anything. Research has gone down, but complaints have gone up. It's just like when people get and I'm guilty of this until I start having to use my medical insurance. You get a big packet for your medical insurance, detailing out every rule, everything that goes along with it. How many people, real talk, how many of y'all actually read through that pamphlet?
That's true.
We normally throw it to the side. We normally just give it away. But I mean, forget it. Okay, I know I got medical visits, blah, blah, blah. But we start reading it, it's always that it's a cause and effect. The cause of reading this is the fact that we got a bill that we feel is outrageous because we pay medical insurance. Like, hold on, what is this bill? Why am I paying this much? Oh, well, if you read your explanation of benefits, you'll know this is how much is covered. You have to meet this deductible. Then we'll cover 90, 80, or whatever percentage is, and then we'll be responsible for it. So it's just the same way that in regards to politicians, that, man, we got to pay attention. These people, representatives of senators, they're supposed to represent you, your best interest. But they're representing the best interest of special interests. And it's one movie in particular that's so funny. It's funny because they make movies and all these things, right? And it's truth behind jokes. It's a movie called The Campaign with one of my favorite, my actors ever, Will Ferrell. Is that Galifianakis? I hope I know I butchered that name.
Galifianakis.
Galifianakis. Yeah. There you go, Will. You know what I'm talking about. But in there, yep. My man D, what's going on, bro? Man, you gotta get back up here to Detroit, brother, so we can see you. But he gave you a shout out too. He called you Wesley.
Wait, what he say?
He called you Wesley. Wesley Snipes. You know Derek talking about you.
I thought he was talking about our guest. Like, I was saying, he's so rude.
No, you know it.
I'm gonna say, wow.
Like, he under the light and you still can't see him. Yeah,
God,
Wesley.
hey, that's what I thought. I was like, dang, Derek. Like,
oh my goodness, man.
It's all good.
Man, bro. See, this is why you don't have friends, bro.
Look there, he's like, oh, that's from Back Reese. My bad, Derek, man. Love you, bro.
Man, don't say you love that guy.
Man, it's just crazy. That movie, like, hey, dude, like we just saying, that movie wasn't far off. And it wasn't far off because they wanted to push a candidate so that way they could have that district and the property in that district the special interest could own, so they could bring a factory over here so they could have illegal immigrant labor so they could have bigger profits.
Yeah.
It's the same thing that goes on all the time. NRA is one of the biggest financial donors to politicians ever, outside of oil subsidies. It's huge, and pharmaceutical.
Yeah.
So when we see these things and you look, we need to start holding these politicians to the fire. But the problem is, and I want to hear y'all honestly, what do y'all think is the biggest problem that keeps actual good gun regulation from getting passed? And then also, there's a two-part question. What type of gun regulation do you think needs to be passed? And how should we go about trying to figure out what is considered good gun regulation? Oh, I know that's a lot, but those are some good questions, bro.
Nobody needs assault rifles. You know.
As right as you are, I don't like the answer, but you're right. But continue. Sorry.
Oh no. You know, like if you're into like, I just don't see the significance of having an assault rifle, especially when you're what, 18, the kid that went to Kenosha.
Right. Yeah.
Like it just doesn't make sense, and for him to be able to walk the street with it and get taken home, and like this, just stuff like that just doesn't make sense. And it's a slippery slope because some responsible people who carry firearms, you know, they're responsible enough to carry them, but then how do you know who's going to flip? So it's a real slippery slope as far as gun control. I really don't know. I really don't know. But something has to be done.
I think I probably mentioned it before. I just think even what's going on with Detroit, where you know we have a lot of the homeless people, the people who are used to be in these mental institutions closed down, and now they're just roaming the streets. I feel like related to the gun regulations, they just honestly feel for like testing people. I don't know if it's cost efficient or whatever it is, but there has to be more severe and better and annual testing of people who own guns.
Okay.
I think at this point that we saw that at the end of the day, somebody want to do it, and people who have done this stuff has a history or a background of mental issues or violent history. So it's like, why aren't these people being evaluated? Or like, how come these people that have these issues have these kind of rifles and doing harm to other people?
Yeah.
So, like I said, there has to be a continuous and strenuous testing for people who own guns. And like I said, hey, I'll be the first one online to go ahead and take the test, because at the end of the day, and like I said, when he used the word bad guy, I understand, like, hey, I want to give my guns up and the bad guys keep theirs. What protect me and my family with?
Right.
So I'm just on that side that, hey, we just need more strenuous testing. But like I said, at the end of the day, something has to happen, because it's coming too frequent. It's becoming too normal, and that's the problem. But to answer your question, Mr. Johnson, like I said, I just think it just has to be more. It has to be more testing, and I don't know if it's some kind of expense or whatever it is, to where they don't want to really test people, or like I said, it seems like a simple method. Hey, let's have some evaluations so you can keep your guns or be able to buy guns.
Yeah.
I think what happens in these situations, and I want to put a couple of people's comments on here. Thank y'all for tuning in. Like I said, I want to put this on there. Says, I think there needs to be psych tests to some capacity. It's not the gun that's the problem; it's the people that own them, and that's 100%. And I think, like I said, Mike and Mac, I know y'all both were saying the same thing.
Yeah, I think maybe like an extensive background check. It's not good enough for just when a person gets their CPLs or their gun license, but like Mr. Reese said, check on that annually. Constantly keep checking them. Maybe don't let it last for what is it, 5 years?
5 years.
Yeah,
Right. Yep.
for the CPL. Hey, make everyone renew it and have them go through that same background check. I mean, not charge them as much as they do to get it, but just do like Mr. Reese said, an annual background check to make sure that it's nothing new that popped up on this person that seemed normal before. But it's just something has to change, and if they put forth some effort, us normal, license holders will be able to at least respect and say they're trying to put forth some effort, as opposed to letting these shootings constantly go on and things of that nature.
Hey, I have a question for both of y'all.
Yes, sir.
What do you think? I know a lot has happened. I think too much has happened. But what do you guys think would be a solution, or what do you think the NRA or the government what would have to happen to say, hey, we actually got to start testing people, or hey, like we got to have stricter gun laws, or what would have to happen? What event would have to take place for it to happen? Like I said, kids are dying, innocent people are dying. You know what I'm saying? Anybody's dying, and I don't feel like it's going to change. So what will have to take place in order for this to happen? Like, will aliens have to come? Like, what will have to happen? Just y'all
My
opinion.
my answer to that is, in my opinion, don't jump on me for this, but this is a country that makes money off of chaos, a country that makes money off tragedies. So I wouldn't even doubt if they don't even want much to change. That's just my opinion.
That's very scary. As right as you are, Mike, it's scary.
I've whew. This country is built off a lot of things. Aliens. that still messed me up, right? But aliens come.
Yeah,
Woo.
but like for real though, like I know Mike kind of answered. I know you about to answer already, but like I just don't know what it would take. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna before I even answer, I'm gonna put there. I agree with this. I think we would have to be extreme things of removing TV off, showing kids shooting people and violence on TV and social media. It's in their minds all day. You are what you feed your mind and spirit. Uh, Look at this, and it's easy to learn and see either the right things or the wrong thing. And, you know, man, as you think about this, you always think that you're gonna have some good input for it. I'm gonna start off this. Um, my entire life since the age of 4, man, my father's always taught me about weapons, and he was a military. My dad served his country. God rest his soul. Uh, in the United States Marine Corps Super Squad. Uh, the man was very surgical with every weapon that he had. But one thing he never played about was gun safety. He never ever told me about going out to do this or do that when it comes to guns and when it came to resolving issues. Um, my father was a hard man. He was one of the probably the hardest man I ever met in my life. And you meet a lot of different people. And for me to even say that without not saying that just because he's my father, saying that because the proof is in the pudding with him. He just did not play about gun safety. He didn't play about going out here flashing everything else and doing all the other things. When he got back from war, and like I said, and all these things, and what he did, he was showing me about the safety, showing me how to shoot right, but showing about the safety, letting me know that gun is not a problem solver. And can I just repeat that for so many people? Guns are not problem solvers. 9 times out of 10, pulling out that gun will make situations worse. It don't make things better. I don't care how anybody put it or how you want to do it. Unfortunately, it's not a test to test people to see if they're cowards, because that's what I call individuals that would use shotguns, sidearms, and assault rifles to kill second graders. You are a coward. To kill helpless people that are going shopping at grocery stores, that are attending concerts in Las Vegas, that are partying at clubs, not hurting nobody in Florida, that are going to watch blockbuster movies in Denver or Colorado and Aurora, that are going to school to get their education in Michigan, Virginia Tech, Colorado, Texas, Florida, Virginia, Tennessee, you name it. When you use weapons to kill people, defenseless people, because you had a bad day, you're a coward. There ain't no other way to put that to you. I'm sorry. You don't deserve to rot in a jail cell. That's too good for some people off a taxpayer dollar. You don't deserve to be in a facility housed. You deserve to be taken to the front yard of the White House and shot. Now, God help me. I'm definitely a God-fearing man, God-loving man, and that may not be the best way. But feeling-wise, that's how I feel, because some individuals want to look to be martyrs and infamous and copycats, and then blame and then hide underneath the cover of mental health. So, in answering it, and my answer to the question is real short, Mr. Reese. I agree with everything that you said in reference to background checks. I don't think we need more background checks. We need more extensive and deliberate background checks. And this is what I mean by that. There should be mental health evaluations every 6 months, because it's something that is going on in this day and age where everybody is getting under some type of stress. You don't know what life issues have hit people. You don't know what things are going on, but it definitely needs to be an evaluation all the time. Some people are, oh my God, that's too much. Then you don't need a gun. You don't need the responsibility of a gun then, man. You don't need it. If you're not willing to do the necessary tests and evaluations to have the privilege, because it is a privilege. Let's not get it twisted. I hate when people say it's a right. It ain't a right. It ain't a right to have a gun. It's a privilege. It's a privilege given to individuals who, one, don't have records that have proven that they are disorderly, destructive, evil-intended individuals who like to cause harm to people. Yeah, you don't have a record of that. This is a straight-up privilege.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
I just had a thought pop in my head. Like, okay, so we pay whatever we pay for the license or whatever. How about if it was incorporated that in order to keep your license, there's that you have to go to a therapist twice a year just to see where your mental health is. Twice a year, every 6 months.
Wow.
Maybe that will get,
Yep.
I agree with that 110%.
And if you don't go, if you miss your 6 month appointment, you have a week, and if you don't make it up that week, your license is suspended.
I agree with that. I agree with that 110.
On board with that.
I'm on board. See,
Sure.
but get what you're saying, Mr. Reese. Get what you're saying. You're on board with that, right? Because you have nothing to hide.
Nope.
Like, I have nothing to hide. I don't know if you were CPL or Mike.
Yes, I am.
Yep. See.
Yep.
That's my thing that I'm saying. When you have people that say, "Man, I'm for that," I'll go do that. Like what you said. You saying, I want to see where your mental is. Because, man, I've known guys, and I'm pretty sure we all know people, men and women, who've been fine for years. They have one life-altering thing that happened to them for some reason, and they're not the same.
Yeah.
They're not the same. They don't act the same. They're standoffish and everything else. You feel like you could be in a room with them and feel like you're walking on eggshells.
Yep.
Like, hey, are you all right? You acting really strange. Maybe you should see mental health. And I think it should be, people should need to see therapists regardless. I don't care who you are. I think you need to see therapists and get a lot of things that you have out. Like I said, if a person who attends a therapist and does the things of that nature, I'm all for it. We got to get this out to Black community that, oh man, therapist, that means that you're crazy. No, that means that you want to get healing.
Right.
That's what that means. It means you want to get healing on your life.
Right.
We've been told all this other stuff. Suck it down. Take it down. Don't do it. It ain't worked. Instead, it created a powder keg. And it started within our own community where we can't even talk to each other. The communication is so off. We got guys that stare at each other. They get mad because they think people can see their pain. See, people don't pay attention to that. When you got a brother that's mad because another guy's staring at him, like, man, what are you looking at? You thinking that this dude thinking that this guy can see past that false bravado that he got up. That's where the beef come from. It ain't how you explain a beef out of nowhere. I've never met this man a day in my life. I don't know this individual, but I don't like him.
Yeah.
Why would another man stare at another man with such intent, intensity in his eyes? Never met the guy a day in his life. I'm telling you. That's why I agree with all the mental health that you're saying.
I feel like we can change that a bit too. Like, I make it my business to go out of my way. I see somebody, they can be mean mugging or whatever. Hey, how you doing, brother? You all right? Sometimes that changes a person's attitude. Who knows? Maybe that person was going to shoot up somebody or drop like whatever. But
exactly. Yep.
Something so minute can change the whole complex of a lot of situations.
Yeah, and the thing, hey, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we hear you fine.
Yeah, and even the thing is, it's like he just said, like, if that could have stopped 1, 2, 3, 4, like it's 1, 2, 3, 4 shootings could have saved 20, 40 lives, and that could have saved hundreds of families.
Right.
Like it just took one person. Like you said, just stuff like that. And granted, some of them were done by, like now it's being done by children. Like, so that's where it's like kind of off scale. It's like it's just not hateful adults or people who are dealing with mental issues. It's kids. And like I was expressing with Mr. Johnson was like all right, here's a fact. Armies want to recruit younger kids or whatever, people who are young because they don't think death is real. They're like, they're not consumed with the fear of it because we're so young, naive or whatever. So they don't understand like the actual trauma behind death because, like I said, we see it often. We think we're invincible. So to put it in perspective, like you have these kids now thinking like, okay, well, like I'm actually doing it, and when it's different when you I never done it, but I know people who I talk to about it. Like I never done it, but to actually take somebody's life is a lot. So picture like a child taking multiple lives and not even understanding like what they're even doing. That's the sick part. It's like they don't even understand what they're doing. They'll understand the trauma or the reality that they're living in, just to take somebody's life and not knowing the effects of after they do it. So like it gets to a point now, like I said, that now that kids are doing it, that nobody's scared. Nobody's scared to do it now.
And I feel like, this and I hate that I love this country. I wouldn't live nowhere else, but I think a lot of it is based off this country. It's no structure for these young people coming up. So these young people, they don't have anyone to turn to. Dad may be locked up. Mom has to work 2 jobs just to take care of the bills. So, all we export is entertainment. Other than that, we don't have structure. So now, kids want to be, Lil Uzi Vert and Lil Durk, and I want to shoot this person like I seen Tommy doing, and it just creates a trend that's nonstop and just keeps going.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
And that's why even look at these other countries. Like I didn't see a country no more than, I would say, 4. If I might be pushing it. I didn't see a country no more than like maybe I'll say 4. I want to say 3 as far as mass shooting. But we are at 277. Like, and so and I'm just like reading the writing on the wall. Like it's plain as day. Like with the U.S. having almost or over 277 mass shootings, the other countries not having no more than 4. Some never had any. Like, what's the common denominator? The gun laws,
Yeah.
or even some countries don't even have the. I talked to a Canadian one day, a few years ago. He said the only people that have guns in this country is cops and bad guys. So,
Wow.
but I mean, it just goes to show, like it's definitely a bigger picture when it comes down to these gun regulations. So we're gonna be affected by it till something change, man.
It's just big. And another one is that Australia at one time had this issue. And, if you get a chance, look it up. Australia had this issue at one time.
Okay.
And then they banned assault rifles. Does it take away all the violence? No, but it made gun violence go down dramatically. The issue is we understand bad guys don't follow laws. But it's not bad guys that's doing these mass shootings. These are individuals who legally, can we say this again? Legally are purchasing guns. Tulsa, Oklahoma. That man had just purchased a gun just a couple of days prior to doing it. Legally.
Wow.
Legally. This is what we're not trying to do. 18-year-olds. They, like, I think Mike Willie, you just said it. He just purchased them guns.
Yeah.
I got a problem with an 18-year-old purchasing a gun. We just had an individual that went to Wisconsin and got the biggest break in history. Not only was he not supposed to have the gun yet, his mother drove him there so he could go play cops and robbers.
And the cops made sure he wasn't thirsty. They gave him water and took him home.
Yep. Get on the stand with the world's fakest crime that even Stevie Wonder saw the boy was fake crying.
Yep.
Hey, you know what that probably has started? That started a trend. Like, you know what? I could possibly get away with it.
They don't think it.
And the scary part is that, like I said, I'm not God. I can't determine who I want to live or die. Even the kid who had that shooting at Buffalo. Woo. In my eyes, he got out scot-free.
And those are the people that's being, no one brings up the cop that was a hero that actually hit the guy. in the chest. Who knows how many more he would have killed if that guy didn't hit him. he had a vest on, but I'm sure that slowed him down some. The security guard that actually hit him.
It just what it makes you think, and I want to bring up something that I just saw that Nafisa and Derek just said, and we've talked about it. And it go back to what we just saying that it's a couple of things that we got to be honest about. We say this all the time about the United States. The United States has done such a brainwashing job of making the most hated thing in this country. It's not even race. It's accountability.
Yes.
Accountability is the most hated thing in the United States.
Hey, ring the bell on that.
Man.
Ring the bell on that. Ring the bell on that one.
It's the most hated thing in the United States. It's accountability. Nobody wants it. It's that age-old tale of I want to be able to do everything that I want to do, right? Like we say on this show, and we have conversations all the time, Matt, all the time, that people want to be able to do whatever they want to do, and they also want to be able to control the consequences that come with it. You can't do it.
Right.
You can't control. You don't have a choice in the consequences that come with it. Like if you eat a big, fat, juicy steak,
Lord have mercy.
You don't have control over whether it's going to give you heartburn, what is coming into you. Everything that's in that steak, you take with it. You made the decision to eat it. So in the United States, let's look at it. African-American culture, pop culture. Derek. Man, think about it. Pop culture and rap music is built on trauma. They famously asked rappers, hey, why you talk about that? That's what we around. So we got to put, stop it. Hold on, let's stop it. Let's stop that for a second. It's pushed because it's a moneymaker. And if you don't, and it's all got to do with race, it's because if it was black, they'd talk about it all day. It's fine. We could talk about killing blacks. Talking about, man, all they doing is discussing their struggles in the hood and everything of that nature. First of all, no, they don't. Man, about less than 5% of rappers that actually rap about what they do actually did it. They may have lived in those situations, but they're definitely not a part. And guess what? The guys who are a part of that, they pushing up roses right now, or they doing time in jail. It's just the real talk of it, because they don't want to separate that. They can't separate it. So what ended up happening? The trauma has been built up so much. It's too much of a moneymaker. Hip hop music ain't changing. First of all, in the beginning, hip hop wasn't even talking about gun and murder. It was talking about having fun, going to parties, dancing, and everything of that nature. Mm-hmm. My goodness, look at Ron DMC. Man, look at all of those groups that first came out. They said, oh, man, these guys are legends. They wasn't talking about that. It wasn't until they came up with this gangster rap idea. And that wasn't brought up by blacks. That was brought up by white individuals that were on top talking about, man, this we can do. It's going to make big money. It's going to be big because they realize the power of television. They realize the power of radio. You think about it. Television. Tell a vision. That's why it's so deep with it.
Okay, J. Cole.
It's just right there. It's telling us what exactly is painting a picture for your mind frame. That's why when TV was first invented, they said, man, it's like kind of like brainwashing. Have they told any lies yet about that?
Nope.
It depicts everything. It exposes everything. Some people I just saw about the cartoons. When they were talking about how cartoons, like now, video games and stuff. Now, I can't even lie to you. Video games is 10 times more violent. Nah, it's too realistic. Call of
yeah.
Duty has made money off of this bad boy. They made money off of war and violence. Rainbow Six, any little first-person shooter you could think of. It make it so realistic. Like, man, there we go. They playing and shooting and always, and it kind of desensitized kids and grown men, grown women to the point of, if you see it enough, it won't affect you as the way that it used to affect you. It's no element of shock anymore. And that's like the biggest thing that's going on. There's no element of shock for anything no more. So our kids have been exposed to things 10 times faster than we have. You got a 5-year-old that know about hardcore sex. You got a 5-year-old that know know about magazines, gun clips, and how to clean out guns. What they don't know about is that it's real life consequences. What they don't realize is that once you did, you did. Ain't no reset on this bad boy. Ain't no cheat code. You did, you did. They don't know nothing else about it. All they know is the things that we've allowed them to be exposed to. Because you want to know why? Because youth are the future investors in products. It's what it is. The younger you can get them, the more you can get them desensitized, the quicker they can become contributors to the economy and the item that you are presenting as a service. It's just the bottom line. That's all it is. So, like in all our answers to the questions, there is no money in gun control. That's why we probably won't see major changes. There ain't no money in it.
Yeah.
Ain't no money in that. Americans love their guns. We love guns. We love violence. This the new Roman Empire. It's been this way. Will, and I just heard you, Will, and you look, think about it. I tell people all the time, like, that's everything we see, that's that Roman stuff. Go back, people, go in history. This is what they did over there in Europe. They brought this mentality over here. They were grotesque. They love the violence of everything. They love the violence. They love the you know what I'm saying, the sex with same, you know what I'm saying, with man on man, women on women. They love that stuff. They brought that stuff that was developed in that country. That was developed over there on that continent. They spreaded that stuff. Go, if you don't believe me, I'm not telling nobody no lies. Go look throughout history. The violence is geared toward in Europe.
And it's true, but it's sad, but they put everything right in front of our face.
Right.
And we don't even pay attention to it. The vast majority of us don't even pay attention to it. It's clear as day. They telling us the agenda that's being pushed. They telling us the things that they're going to do. And they basically telling us we can't do anything about it.
Nothing. And people, and Mike, man, and I know, Mac, I know we talked about it, but when you see it, like I said, when you look at football, when you look at every single sport, Derek, I just saw you said for sport, they got a kick out of this stuff. Putting gladiators in the arena. I want y'all to really please put in y'all thinking hats today. Yeah. And I want to go a little longer than that. That's probably a different show for a different day because I want to get to our next topic. But gladiators were treated like modern day athletes.
Facts.
They were slaves.
Yes.
But as long as you were killing and making money for whoever house you was in, you were given the best. You were allowed the best women, which pretty much means that you was allowed to have your way with any slave type of woman and things of that nature. They gave you all that stuff. They treated you the best, but you were still a slave. They didn't want to pull that player out. Still a slave. They're like, no, you still a slave. Don't play no games. As long as you're good and you keep winning, we good to go. And it's all modern day. I keep telling people it's modern day Europe, modern day Roman Empire that they keep pushing. Corrupt politics. They brought all their corrupt ways over here. And it's been this way for a long time. And it's like a line I say all the time. And one of my favorite movies called, as y'all can tell, I'm a movie buff. There's a movie called The Patriot with Mel Gibson in it.
Okay.
And it was a line in the movie where he said, when they was talking about taking up arms and fighting the British, he said, why should I trade a tyrant 3,000 miles away for 3,000 tyrants 1 mile away? And all he was basically saying is that, why would I trade up for somebody that's doing the wrong thing over, far away, taxation without representation, to get 3,000 corrupt people that's right here in front of me? What's the benefit of that? What are we trying to say? What we're going to benefit? Because no matter where you go, somebody's going to be more hungry and want more power. That's the corruption of politics. It's insatiable. They don't want to do that. Exactly. Too many people didn't understand that, but when I heard it, because they laughed at him in the movie, they laughed. Oh, what do you mean by that? That's a joke. He mean that men by nature are corrupt. You get the wrong guys. It's always the wrong guys in power. There's always the wrong guys that got the power to manipulate people. There's always the wrong guys that get in there and spread a message that is just self-serving to serve their own interests, and they have no doubt to serve the people. Just like we got now in our own politics. Nope, they don't care about the people. And this gonna sound real bad. None of them politicians cared about 19 dead kids. They don't care about 10 dead black lives. In order for you to even care about a black life, you have to declare that it's even considered a life. That's number one. You gotta agree with it. You gotta declare. See, this is why to everybody out here, they're gonna say it's bad, but it's the truth. And I don't have to say every white person or every black person or any race of people is bad. I shouldn't or not bad, or give the disclaimer that everybody, some good people. No, we don't have to give that. We know that. We know with some people that's out there that's good, no matter what color they are. We know this. This ain't about color. It's about period, good, bad. We judging actions. The point of it is that blacks have never been considered in any way actual citizens of this country. Even now, they have to continually go in there and re-sign laws to keep our rights. Name one other race in this country they do that for. You can't. We still struggle to get laws passed now. The Emmett Till law. We struggle to get that. Anti-lynching. Lynching. To put somebody in a noose and hang them. It took years to get that thing passed. And it's still the devil's in the details. Take a look at it. They're like, oh, we don't want to do that. We don't want to take the fun away from the good old boys. They got to have a little something. Think about it. Pacific Islanders, Asians, the LGBTQ have all had major laws change within the last 3 years in benefit in regards to hate crimes against them. Blacks are still waiting for this because that lynching bill, we're still waiting.
Don't leave out animals and LGBTQ.
Yep. Animals, they don't care. You can kill a dog and get more time than you would for taking life, because everything else is this, and it bothers me. And then we'll get on to the next one, and I'm done with this in regards to how we gonna say with the nation. I appreciate both of y'all. Y'all gave me a lot to think about, also in regards to it, to why
I have
gun
one
laws
comment.
won't change.
I just have one comment or question. Do Mr. Reese and Mr. Johnson, do you guys feel like maybe that's why the gun laws are so loose, because we're the ones being affected by it the most?
I think that's a valid point.
I never thought of it that way. I got another thing about it as well. I don't know how y'all might take it. I understand that the NRA and the gun laws, that's one thing, but gun violence, it's in the same realm, but it's still a totally other different thing. Hey, we just talked about earlier. Like, if they want us to give our guns back, yeah, I give my guns back. I mean, the Bloods and the Crips are. They're the ones really using it. Like, I still want to. I still think it's beneficial for us. Like, as of right now, 'cause like I said, hey, if I got family live in the hood that legally own guns, and you're not gonna take the Bloods and the Crips guns. Why you gonna take my
Right.
gun?
Right.
So I mean, in that regard, I still think it's kind of even. Uh, in my actually, in my opinion, I still think it's kind of even.
Yeah.
I mean, but in regards to violence, maybe something different. But as far as the actual good laws and everything, I think it's an even playing field in that regard.
Yeah, I just look at it like, even though I do get that TV is a production and we only going to hear what they want us to hear and see
Right.
what they want us to see, but you know, I've never heard of another race of people getting murdered for jogging, getting murdered for sitting on their couch in their own apartment eating ice cream, like all of these things. Like, what what is it going to take for it to stop? Even though that's pretty much the same question you was asking, Mr. Reese, but it's just crazy and a lot of nonsense.
And Mike, you know what? And I got a real good answer to that one. And I think when I tell you, you're gonna be like, "Yep." It's strategic when you only report aspects that you want to be known. And what I mean by that is that when something happens in Bloomfield Hills, it's referred to as Metro Detroit.
Mm.
Because they don't want to put a black eye on Bloomfield Hills.
Right.
There's too much money out there or any other place. They make sure Metro Detroit. Even in all the rest of the areas, it gets very specific when it's black. Very specific. Because that's the image they want to continue playing when it comes to us. Detroit, Baltimore, Chicago. It gets very specific when it comes to Chicago. And tell me if I'm lying. South Side Chicago.
Oh yeah.
They make sure they put that in there. South Side Chicago. Wherever it's worse at. Gary, I'm telling you. And what I notice is that that's what they say. Because in reality, violence is everywhere.
Yep. East side Detroit, west side Detroit, Gary, Indiana,
Yep.
like you said, South side Chicago, Compton, California. Yeah.
And I just had this discussion. I was talking to my lady because she was talking about a place. She was talking about that where she wanted to live, and I had to stop because I was gonna get into debate, and I was like, no, this ain't a debate thing. I hear what she's saying. You just want to be somewhere where you feel safe, but it shows how bad it is because people want to believe, as you mentioned Detroit, I'm not safe in Detroit. And that's a lie. That's a lie. It's different areas everywhere where they have it.
Yes.
Violence is everywhere. They just don't report it out there because they don't say the city. They say Metro Detroit. People being killed in the woods, men chopping up people and all this other stuff. I hate to tell y'all, majority of crimes, look up the information. When you start pulling up, you might think twice about moving to some of the areas that you're talking about you're going to move to.
That's true.
Just because it looks white don't make it right.
Didn't this previous shooting this past year said Metro Detroit when it was clearly 3 hours away?
3 hours away, Oxford.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Metro Detroit, in the Metro Detroit city.
That's a great point, Mr. Reese. Wow.
And this is what we talk about when it comes to that. It's the image that they try to portray. They think about, if you look throughout history, Asians came over here for work. They were terrorized, beaten, mass shootings, destruction, everything else with them, right? Because they were brought over here to do the jobs that whites didn't want to do. Let's just be honest. The only thing majority that Caucasian and European Americans have ever invented was the patent office. Because all they do is steal. They just found a way to say, if we make a patent office, it's our new country. We can patent that. We can steal it, patent it, and then tell them, you ain't got no rights to it. We know we stole it, but we got a little thing called paperwork. And it's our country. We've done it. We came over here. We stole the country. What are you talking about? What other country that you know you can go there, you can tell the people that inhabit that place, this is what we're going to do for you. We're going to take it over and we're going to give you spots. This is what they told. This is what they told the Indians. We're going to give you spots. We're going to give. Still to this day, they have reservations. If that's not the most racist thing ever, I don't know what to tell you. They still have Indian reservations in places like Montana, Idaho, Wyoming. Man, I also add that Wyoming, Montana, and them places are some of the highest rate of suicides.
Michigan too. Upper Peninsula, Michigan.
Yep. All these places where they want to make it look like it's clear and don't want to really tell and talk about it. Oh man, here we go. Why we got this? This is it's garbage. That you got somewhere where people are told, and it's funny because Native Americans and Asians still hate blacks. Am I saying all of them? No, I'm not. And y'all know I ain't. So don't come on this with this hate mail talking about Randy spreading hate. Y'all know I ain't spreading no hate. I'm spreading some truth though. It is. They tricked all you people that came over here to work after they beat y'all up. Say greet y'all. Some of you Arab Americans, Middle Easterners, be real. You'll still treat us like trash, and you want to know why they treat blacks like trash? Because nobody want to be on the bottom of the totem pole, and as long as blacks are on the bottom of the totem pole, everybody else can be overlooked. They won't pay attention to them. Keep them on the bottom. Think about it. Yeah. Everybody wanted to cry racial profiling, right? Especially when the planes hit the Trade Center. Woo! Everybody looking around. Oh man, they're like, I'm being profiled because I'm a Middle Easterner, and blacks looking at everybody like, well, welcome to our life. Welcome to our life in this country where we're profiled all the time. Welcome to a life where our heart beat 1,000 miles a minute when we get a cop car pulling up behind us, not because we dirty, but because we don't know what this cop about to do. Because we not dirty. We don't know why he's pulling us over. We hoping that now we're going to be able to get home to our kids, get home to our families. It's not right when he feel like that. Now, I know people like, whoa, man, you went off on something else. No, what I'm saying.
No, that's a fact. Shoot.
Yeah.
Like,
that is the truth.
Hey, just give me the ticket.
Yep.
I was hoping I get the ticket.
Cuz, say that one more time for him. You just want to say, give me the ticket.
Hey, just give me the ticket, for real.
Name another race of people that has to be calm, make police feel comfortable. Did people just hear what I just said? We got to make police be comfortable. Right. It's their job. They're public servants. It's for them to de-escalate.
Yeah.
No other race do it. I done seen Caucasians, Asians, and everyone else get out the car and act disrespectful to police officers. And they remain calm. And the cops remain calm. Come on, sir, relax. Blacks just say, all right, I'm just about to reach over. Don't move! We the only ones that get triggered first. Mm-hmm. And I guarantee it, no other race can ever say that. No other race can ever say they have experienced the amount of trauma that blacks have experienced in this country.
The ironic part about it is that when you're us, a lot of times the problem don't even start until the cops arrive.
There you go. It don't start till they arrive. And then it's almost like you hate to call the cops because you know it's going to be a bigger trouble. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't
So
know
you
if
wait
they're going to
3
get
hours just to get into more trouble.
Yep. Like, dang, did I just call them? Like, I could bring the cops here and all this other stuff. Now, am I a person that say defund the police? I ain't that far on it. I think it needs to be better training and better screening for police. I think that police that are policing should live in the communities that they police. I don't agree with a white man in White Cloud coming down to Detroit talking about, I know the community. No, you don't. You know the exits to get back to your house from the community, but you don't know the community. We need people that's in the community to do it. And they did it strategically because if you make the people inside the community have records, they can't be the police inside the community. Man, it's a setup. There's plenty of people that would be police in the community if they knew that they was protecting the people within their community, because that's the job of the police. Public servant. That's what you should be. But the problem now is police are not police. They're policy enforcement.
And you know what's crazy about that is that until maybe a few years ago, I never really saw a lot of people that I knew or people that I was around or that worked for me wanted to be police officers.
Want to be police?
I really thought that was shocking. I was like, wow, you want to be a cop or, trooper or anything like that? I was shocked.
It's because it's the big thing is who wouldn't want to be responsible for helping your community be better? Who wouldn't want to be real? I mean, real talk. Anybody out there that's listening, why wouldn't you want to be the person responsible for helping older folks feel safe in their own community? Why would you want to be the person responsible for helping kids realize something different than just being out here banging? To make them feel safe, not being used. Not being used to juice up stats so they can make numbers. Make women feel safe. Make men feel safe. Make the community feel safe. When you see a cop car, it should be like, whew, thank God y'all here. Not 5-0. Not dipping like, oh man, I gotta get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I like with all of that, and like I said, and I know we went all a little bit like over that place, but real talk is, I just think that with gun laws in total, it's no money in not having gun laws. So as long as the money and the financial greed is there and those people still on top pushing, you're not going to get change. So the change is going to have to come the good old-fashioned way, and it's going to have to come with voting. We've seen the power of voting. We've already seen the power of voting. And when people don't do and get in office and don't do what they stood their platform on to do, get them out. Vote them right on out. It works. You want to know why? Ask the red states if it works.
Hey, you know what's crazy about that is that I may not, and like I said, and I voted, and I may not like the results of what I feel like the current president is doing now, but I definitely do believe in the power of voting. So I mean, in the voting power. So hey, like I said, for the next guy up, just know, eyes on you, and every word you say, you got to be held accountable for it.
Got to be held accountable. And you know what? The other part, Matt, in regards to everything that we just said, if we want gun law change, like I'll be the first one to say, in being a registered gun owner and being able to have that responsibility to have that, I've never ever taken my pistol out in no argument. it's not even on my radar to do it. And I tell this to people all the time. If you are going somewhere,
You about to take the words out of my mouth. Go ahead, cuz.
no, if you're going somewhere where you know you're going to need your pistol,
Probably shouldn't go.
you shouldn't go.
Nope.
If I have to go, my cousin have to be like, man, I need to take my pistol. I'm going over here to my cousin's house. What? Oh, I'm going to take my pistol. We going out to this party. You shouldn't be going. The moment you remove your pistol from your side and decide you're going to point it at someone, it's accountability right off the bat.
Yes, sir.
I don't care what it is. Like I said, we're not talking about situations where your life is in danger. Someone is initially pointed a pistol at you, pointed some type of weapon at you to put you in a dangerous situation. We're not talking about I was in fear or stand your ground where you don't see a weapon, but you just got scared because of the tone of somebody's voice. No, we're not talking about that. We're talking about actual danger. Pistol out your life or somebody else's life. We're not. Those are the situations that happen sometimes. God willing, I hope no one ever has to experience that situation as a gun owner. You should never have to experience that situation because once the bullet is gone, it doesn't come back. And what's done is done. So this is why it's so important. More guns is not going to solve the problem of violence. It didn't work. Ask the Wild Wild West. Look throughout history. It didn't work. It don't work. More guns. People are like, oh, we need guns. We need people with more guns being there and everything else. No. We need people who have legal guns, right? To take it seriously.
Hey, well, I got a question for both of y'all. I know we beating this topic up, but just really quick thought since you brought that up. So I done some research, and the state of Texas has less murders or shootings because they have more guns. And so from an understanding I have is that okay, well basically more people have more guns, so therefore people are less likely to stir trouble. So that's why it's not a lot of violence in Texas. What do y'all think about that? How do y'all feel about that? True, false? Because in that narrative, having more guns, legal guns, will make it more safe for people, and criminals will less likely be prompted to do criminal things because there's people with legal firearms. What do y'all think about that?
I don't necessarily agree with it personally because you still don't know the mental aspect of these people carrying guns. So to me, in my opinion, it brings me right back to square one where you still need to be evaluated, like like you were saying, like evaluate everybody twice a year or some type of evaluation. Just because there's more guns, that can also create more problems. It can go left. I don't think that necessarily makes it more safer. Like Mr. John said, that can make it the Wild Wild West because everybody has guns now.
Yep.
Everybody feeling tough and everybody want to impress somebody. All this nonsense.
Okay, I appreciate that answer. Like I said, like somebody told me that I just wanted to hear y'all thoughts about that notion.
Yes.
Yeah, and you know what? And this is my it's just numbers are so manipulated sometimes. Texas is a big state that love their guns, and when they say something like that, I laugh and I say, and okay, y'all all got guns. Like I said, it's like the mental states. Tell that to the 19 kids that's dead. Tell that to the 2 teachers that protect over their lives. Tell that to them. Hey, don't worry, it won't happen because we got guns. And apparently, the people that had guns, they kind of I guess the police officers, what they said. Like I said, I swear I didn't want to bring that up, but they said that the cops backed out on. The cops, they didn't go up there on them. They backed out. And that's not here for debate, and I don't want to debate that. But you got, people say, well, they got the strictest crime laws in like in Chicago. Because I agree with you. They say Chicago should look how violent they are.
Yeah.
I'm like, look, the bottom line is that we're not saying people should not have guns. We're saying people who don't have good problem solving attributes, disturbing mental health in terms of violence and how they would react, shouldn't have guns. This ain't hard. We just saying that we don't want. This ain't about. America always takes stuff to the extreme. They want to take away our rights. What's next? You want to take away our right to breathe? Like, stop it. It's always uneducated white folks who are the largest voting majority in this country that always get manipulated into believing that they're at the bottom of the food chain. If you at the bottom, who at the top? Like, stop it. White privilege was invented for poor, uneducated whites. That's what white privilege was for the whole time. Because whites with money don't need privilege. They got money.
Yeah.
So I just say this, and I hate making stuff a race issue, but it is what it is with some things. With these gun laws, bottom line of it is, we got to find a better way, because the mass shootings are not being done by bad guys. It's not being done like over there in Pakistan and things of that nature, or any other country that they've been having ongoing civil wars. It's not that. It's people who every day, for some reason, have been showed examples that they might not be mentally capable of holding a gun, and they keep letting them buy guns. Period. And if you're a legal gun owner, you should have no problem taking mental health evaluations. You shouldn't have no problem with it. Nobody trying to take your AK-47. Nobody trying to take your you know what I'm saying, your AR-15. Nobody, everybody trying to steal. Like, man, they trying to steal our stuff. In real talk, we don't even need those things to protect our house.
Right.
We just like them. You like a pap? You don't like a pap because you like, I need this pap because without it, I can't protect myself. You don't get a Draco because you're like, oh my God, it's a necessity. Right. That I got this Draco and I need it. I need it. It's vital. It's vital to my listen. You get it because you like it. Okay? Let's just stop all the nonsense. Okay? You talking to 3 gun owners here. You get it because you like it. Right. Okay? You like when you go to the range. You like when you shoot. You like the feel and everything else, everything of that nature. I'm an avid, not, for the last couple of years due to the pandemic and other things, avid, gun competitions and winning and everything. You get them because you like them. This right. Coming from me. You get it because you like them, not because you need them. You like the way that it feels. You like the way, if for some reason behind the trigger, it makes you feel a little something different. It's just the truth. Some aspects, you like the fact that you like your family feeling safe. That if one day, if anybody ever dare come in your house to try to dare do anything to anybody in your family,
God bless them.
You know what I'm saying? You can, God bless them because you're about to meet them.
Yeah.
That's what you get guns for. Nobody goes out. When I see guys out here openly bragging, yeah, I got this. That's somebody who don't need it. It's called a concealed weapon, not tell everybody you got a weapon. The whole part of concealed is that if someone get the drop on you, that you can pull out that concealed weapon that they don't know that you got, and you can defend yourself so you can go home to your family. The concealed weapon is not for this nigga stepped on my shoes.
Yeah.
This concealed weapon is not for, oh man, he looked at my woman. This concealed weapon is not for, oh, so we got beef? You don't like what I said? It's not for those things. It's not for, oh my God, I said something to this man that I offended him. He's looking at me in a weird way. I got to stand my ground. No, it's not what it's for. It's the last method of defense, which means there is no other option. If I don't use it, I am not going home to my family. My wife, my mother, my brothers, my sister, my kids, anybody, whoever you got, is going to be putting me in the ground if I don't do this. That's what it's for. The problem is these individuals that's doing mass killings don't have those mental capabilities. Some individuals that ain't doing mass killings, and they just doing shoots at parties. We've had those in Detroit. We've had that all around the country. We had those in suburban neighborhoods. We just had that not so recently up in West Bloom at a party. 3 people got shot because of stupid decision making with individuals who have been given a privilege that they don't deserve, and that's to carry a gun. Period. That's what we need. That's what we want. That's what we want right now, and that's what we are appealing out to everybody to stop thinking that you're gonna die or you're gonna not live. You're gonna be crushed like you listen to some kind of Jodeci song. You can't sleep, you can't breathe because you're gonna get your AK, you're gonna get your AR-15, your Draco, your PAP, your bazooka taken away because you don't need it. You don't even use an AR-15 to hunt deer. We got to get over that, man. We need better evaluation. And the main people whining about evaluations is the main people that got mental issues. And I put that on anything. They're afraid of being caught. Like, what's going on? Because you've been taught your whole life that guns is always the answer to everything. Somebody come on my property and they step and I'm going to kill them. You don't know what they doing. So you just go kill somebody because they stepped on your grass? Yeah. You shouldn't have a gun, my friend. You shouldn't have a gun. You want to go shoot somebody because she don't want to live with you no more? She don't want to be with you no more? Yeah. You shouldn't have a gun, buddy. Oh, you want to go shoot somebody because he punked you out in front of all your boys and all those girls? Yeah. You shouldn't have a gun, buddy. Period. I do want to get to this last one right quick because this ain't going to take long, this last one. I'm just interested in y'all topics, and this one just got too good, so I know y'all didn't want to get off of it, so we stayed with it. Monique D.L. Hughley. I would play the videos, but, I didn't get no permission to play the video, so we're going to leave it right there.
Yeah.
What I'm gonna say with this: if anybody that got the opportunity, take a look at the videos with D.L. Hughley and Monique, and they going back and forth. And it's, to me, the only thing that really sticks out in this. I don't know about y'all, but yet again, the common denominator is Monique. I'm like, somebody always told me that if you have a problem everywhere you go with everybody you meet.
Mm-hmm.
It must be you.
Yep.
Sometimes you just, like you said, what we had again, everybody's saying accountability. That's our word. That's our most favorite word we always say on here is accountability.
Yeah.
Outside of discipline and discipline and everything else. But like, dude, like everybody can't be the problem. If you're everywhere you go, people have a problem with you. It can't be everybody. You'll give or take 1 or 2 people, but everybody, even people that everybody get along with, you don't get along with them.
I think it was a little something different that night, in my opinion.
Do tell, brother. Do tell.
Okay, let me start off by saying I'm not a huge DL fan, but I gained even more respect for him that night because he could have been classless and went up there and just blasted her. But my take on Monique is you have to do something outlandish to make up for what you're not good at. She's not a good comedian to me. She's not a good comedian.
Oh my God.
You want to talk about how you
Continue.
headlined at Queens of Comedy? You wasn't even a star of the show. Samora was way better than you. It wasn't even close. Like, I can't even think of a joke that she told before. Honestly. Just my opinion, but I don't think she's a good comedian, and for her to burn all these bridges, but she's messing with the troll king now. Let her cross 50 Cent like that, she'll be done.
And the crazy part is like, I think he next. And like just looking at, I was on Facebook yesterday, and I
Mm.
looked at the line of people that didn't want to work with her, and I'm just like, golly, it was about almost 15 to 20 names. And I'm just like, goodness gracious, like, what does this lady do? I'm gonna try to find it. But yeah, I was like,
That says something. Cause that says something about you when nobody wanna. But you got so many people like, man, I don't really want to deal with you. And I think a lot of that, and the other part where, man, Mike, I'm telling you, I agree with everything you just said. Woo, man, Marcel, that's another one of my brothers. Look at that. That's the future mayor of Detroit.
yeah,
I was gonna say the same.
yeah,
She's
y'all can
never.
hear me?
Yep, we hear you,
Yeah,
man.
All right, y'all can hear me now, right?
Yep, we
yeah.
hear you.
All right, cool. So here's the names she fell out with: Oprah, Lee Daniels, Tyler Perry, Deborah Lee, Will Packer, Ebony Magazine, BET, Lionsgate,
Mm.
Netflix, Steve Harvey, Whoopi Goldberg, Breakfast Club, aka Charlamagne the God, Roland Martin, and now D.L. Hughley.
Wow. You know what all those people are saying, Mr. Reese?
What they saying?
I told you she was crazy.
Right.
And I watched the interview with DL, and what I do like and appreciate, but at the same time, it's kind of telling. He was like, I know all these people say they didn't like working with Monique and how she was and everything, but I chose to get my own judgment, which is fine, which I commend. But you saw everybody else went through and how they dealt with Monique. So
Yeah.
Yeah. And he went against, and my thing is that you haven't heard people in comedy say anything about DL.
No.
Now, do I think DL is the funniest guy? No, I don't think he's really the funniest guy. I didn't agree when they put him on the Kings of Comedy. I'm like, what exactly did he do? But nonetheless, very success. Got his success later on in life. And more power to him. Like you said, I'm a guy with the class. He kind of turned it around when he could have really went dirty on her.
Yeah.
But he already know the damage. He's not a stupid man. He know the damage of the YouTube of the Me Too movement.
I went dirty on her.
And but he said, what,
I went
cuz?
hard on her, bro.
But you know what, cuz? He like my brand. That's all he was thinking about, my brand. If I get up here and I go this hard. But keep in mind, you can't destroy something that don't exist. Monique brand is pretty much non-existent.
Yeah.
She's really, really fortunate to get some of the stuff that she got. I remember, I think Will Packard and her kind of patched things or said an apology or something like that. I don't know what it was. I think it was something deeper than that. I don't think he apologized because anything else, because the rest of them ain't apologized. I ain't apologizing to her. We trying to tell her to play the game while she keep trying to, like when she tried to get everybody Netflix. Excuse me, my babies. I hate the way she talked. Her speech is manipulative sometimes. If you listen to it, it's almost like she's trying to be like this fake mother figure for everybody.
Like she that lady on the first 48.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. From Memphis. Like, look, little Diddy. I know you was there. I know you did it. Hey, Mike, the telltale, you be like,
You got me.
yeah. Can I get some Red Lobster? But damn. But and then her husband is in the background. She always calling him daddy, which I ain't never been a fan of. I'm like, why you calling your husband daddy? That it's something that don't seem right about that. But she continually falls. And then she had one thing she said in the second response after DL came on her show that kind of had me disturbed. She tried to put black women against DL Hughley. And I'm trying to figure out why. I'm like, What did he say that was derogatory about black women? Nothing. This is you and his issue. That's what I'm like. She trying to weaponize black women.
Yeah.
And I think, in all honesty and everything else, if y'all noticed, it's been that when Me Too movement came in, think of how many careers were destroyed. And when they found out it was false, they didn't do no speaking on it no more. They didn't even come out to say, yeah, that was false allegations.
That other person should do half the time that the accused was going to do.
Yep.
That'll cut that short.
Yeah, and it's just disgusting. You think of somebody like, what's my man name? Tavis Smiley.
Yeah.
Who just continue to say, no, these were relationships that was consensual.
With his his employee, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And I tell people all the time, that's why they have that, look, no fraternization at work. Just don't do it. Now, like I said, that should have been enough, you know what I'm saying? But to try to destroy people, careers, because maybe they don't want to pay you no more.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Last time I checked, and I know, and I've been in corporate, quid pro quo is illegal. It's one of the first things they talk about, quid pro quo. And it's funny that when I see women, I remember one, and I'm not Harvey Weinstein, I'm not going off of everything, but I'm just going to tell you this. If it's a woman, you say, I will have sex with you in exchange for a movie role, that's quid pro quo. And guess what? No wrong was committed. You exchange for a role, your honeypot. That's how much you thought your honeypot was worth. Now, if you underbidded it, I can't help you on that one. And I mean, we just being honest. You can't, this is why I would tell women out there, stop hiding underneath the cloak of womanhood when you don't get your way. When you figure out that you put yourself in a situation where now you're trying to play victim. And to all you women out there that's always hiding these women, I'm going to tell you something that Earthquake said that's deep. You women got to stop hiding these fugitives. You always hiding fugitives. And then get mad when people put you all in the same group, but you hiding them. Let them loose. Let them be tried the way they're supposed to be tried.
Yeah.
You get these women out here saying, Amber Heard. My goodness. I was happy. I wish that happened for more people. Amber Heard got up here telling some of the most egregious and crazy, outlandish lies I've ever heard of in my life. I'm like, my goodness, what is this woman talking about? Talking about, I didn't punch you, I hit you. I'm like, what's the difference? Is anybody else listening to what this woman's saying? I sat back down. I could not believe, Mike, I can't believe I sat back and watched that trial.
Oh, there's amazement, dog.
And I was like, is this woman really saying this? She was saying some of the most, I'm like, this is what we're talking about, fugitive women. Victimizing, didn't want to try to put women on womanhood. And shout out to the women out there that don't have women like this. That say, no, you're wrong. And you're not going to give us a black eye trying to now you want to use our help because you're trying to cover your behind.
Yeah.
Just like men. Men do not have the fugitives. If you got deadbeat guys, you should not want that guy to be even associated with you. Like, bro, man, get out of here, man. You ain't association with me being a deadbeat. Because when I go down here, shout out to the guys that's good fathers out here. That's real good fathers. That I done seen down on Friend of the Court get just completely massacred by the judge. To say something outlandish is, yeah, you work all the time. How you going to see him? Did you hear what I just said? How you going to get your kid when you work all the time? But you wouldn't dare ask that mother that.
Right.
Oh, you understand? That's what women got to do. We got to work. Men got to work too. Stop doing it. They will give a baby full custody to a crackhead, functioning prostitute that got guys coming in and out of her house constantly before they give it to a father who works and provides for his children all the time. And nobody can even tell me nothing different because I've seen it. And I'm pretty sure you brothers and you women out there have seen it too. We like, wow. Why are you going through all that? That guy's a good father. I get tired of these women because every woman ain't bad and every man ain't bad. But ladies, y'all gotta stop hiding these fugitives within y'all group. You have women out here that do some of the most deceitful stuff. You know how many men are in jail or in the grave because of lies of women? Because a woman we've seen some of these poisonous women. We've seen the Jada Pickett's. Come on, even women knew it. Will Smith didn't get on stage and smacked himself. That was a mental breakdown we witnessed before us.
And not to ego on topic, y'all saw her daggone speech. Bro,
Yeah, I saw that crap.
I was like, good, for real.
Threw him under the bus.
Yeah.
Threw him completely under the bus.
Yes, she did.
I knew. Will knows he was wrong. I know he was wrong. I'm like, what did she just say?
Yeah.
Man, me and Crystal dropped our jaws. I said,
I couldn't. I just sat there like, I'm sitting there like, man, I hope this brother. I'm praying for this brother because you got to know, man, that this woman don't want to have nothing to do with you no more.
Yeah. He should have knew that after the red table talk.
After the red table talk. That's embarrassing. Yes. No woman or man, and I'm going to say this real talk to everybody out there that you're listening. No woman or no man that loves you will never have you look bad in front of people. Will never make you feel like less of a woman, will never make you feel like less of a man. Let me tell you something. How many women would have been there? I know for a fact if I would have been in the crowd and somebody said something about my woman would have grabbed me because you want to know why? One woman knows me. Like, nope, we ain't doing that. We ain't messing that up for nothing.
Right.
Now, I ain't gonna know. God is my witness and Mac Reese is my cousin. They tell you how I am. Oh, he getting talked to. And you better hope you getting talked to the right way. Yeah, close door. Even if we got to go in the bathroom for a minute. Like, and I tell him simple, because I'm just this kind of guy. I'm like, look, don't take this personally. But I got to let you know never to disrespect me.
Right.
Or no one that you ever did again. So don't take this personally. You knew this was coming. That's why you avoided me. Yeah. Nobody ever got to know about it. They might see your jump blew out, but you can tell them you fell down the stairs. And we'll take it just like that. But see, Jada gave Will a look. And everybody in their good God-given mind knew what that look was. Women and men alike, because Will was laughing. He had a mental breakdown. He like, man, why I gotta go? I can't believe I just did this. No, I did not. When he went out, this man ain't never did nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? And we don't know what he did in his personal life and anybody else who've ever had it. Because guess what? It ain't the first time somebody went up there and tried to get at a comedian.
Yeah.
This is the most public display of two individuals that's high on the food chain when it comes to celebrity of this incident happened. Because you got a Chris Rock who's sitting there in utter amazement, who looked like I ain't gonna lie, Chris Rock looked like he was utterly shocked even with him coming up the thing. He just didn't have the mental capacity to realize that, bro, he's coming up here to do something. Because I ain't gonna lie to y'all. If I'm on stage and I see him coming up the stage, that lapel mic coming off. I'm like, man, hey. And I'm telling you, this guy, Chris Rock, is a guy who was bullied.
Yeah.
Through school. Talked about it and everything. So, I mean, in all saying, I'm just saying that with this situation with Monique, it's right there in front of our faces that she is trying to be disruptive. And like you said, Monique has always been this racy comic. I never really thought she was funny. I like the Parkers. I ain't gonna front that. I thought Parkers was funny. Yeah. I think when people are writing for her, she's funny.
Yeah.
When she's got direction. her comedy just on stage, it's the same vulgar comedy. She's just trying to do it in a woman way, and she don't even carry the punchline different. Like I said, I think she's kind of stale to me. I mean, even when it was the Queens of Comedy, I felt Samora should have been the last person on stage.
Samora annihilated everybody on that show.
Yeah,
I mean, Adele was good too, but
yeah.
Samora she was the real closer.
Yeah.
I just got a comment about the whole Will Smith and Jada thing. I think that Will Smith was laughing at the joke that Chris Rock said.
Yep.
And then immediately after that, I think somehow Jada's spirit got in Will, and he does something that a man don't do. And that's act off emotion.
Absolutely.
And that's when he went
Yeah,
up there.
100% agree.
Yep. It was like an out of body experience. I'm like, what? I couldn't believe I was seeing it.
And you know what? Even when you said that, I thought about this just so I could see if I was being fair about that incident. I thought about if me and my closest bros were together and on stage, it was a comedian and he said something out of place to any of our ladies. Tried to put anything else. Let's say they knew him or something like that. We gonna go put it all. I put it all in like, and they knew him, no matter what the situation was. Even if you got like how you got that one little, that one guy that want to keep trying. He just want to be a jerk. He want to try to see what he can do, get out of you. And I thought about it, and I said, what happened if it had been one of us? You know what would have happened? And there's some true jump because it happens all the time. One of us, or all of us mainly, would have been like, man, forget that Negro. Don't do it. Like, don't do it. He want to be a clown. He looking for a performance. Don't give him that attention. Don't do it.
It would have been worth it.
Yep. It would have been worth it. The problem is, Will Smith, like you said, he delved into emotion, and the one thing he forgot is that he had everything to lose. That image, which should have been his incredible night. And then on top of that, that selfish apology. Well, I'm like, bro.
Yeah.
You should have just, me, myself, I would have left. He should have just kind of left and let them give his award in another time. Not take it away from him. He earned the award.
Right.
But that night, nobody was even the same. Everybody was still in shock. Like, was that for real we just watched? And you knew it was for real when he cussed. We're like, whoa.
Yeah, because Will Smith will cut. I seen him cuss on Suicide Squad, if I'm not mistaken, and everybody cussed.
Not in the way that we used to doing it, but it's just like when he said that, when they blot stuff out, that's how you know it's unexpected. It was just that delay. I'm like,
right.
Dang, but that just really happened.
I saw that. I said, whoa.
So I would just tell people, for the most part, like you said, like I was saying, you got people where you just know what not to do. I would have never let my boy go up there and do that. Like my bro. I would have held him back at all measures. Matter of fact, we would have left.
Yeah.
And shoot, Mr. Reese is my witness. We would have left. I'm like, no, we out of here. Especially if we know how pissed one of the bros is. Oh, he pissed. Yeah. We out of here. Come on. We ain't about to get up out of here. I don't care if we paid $200 or $1 for a ticket. I'm not about to let him go up there and risk, risk everything he done built up. Going to jail for a comment, for some words, especially when it ain't true. Get out of here. We ain't about to do that. Where they do that at? The only people that do that is people that don't have nothing to lose. That they joy in life is right now to see people stoop down to their level. And I don't even think with Chris Rock that wasn't the case. He told a joke, whatever it was. The joke was the joke was about her being just as sexy as Demi Moore.
Demi Moore, yeah.
Like you could be G.I. Jane. And what she could have did with her stupid behind, it said, man, that might be a good idea.
Yeah.
Nice comment. Like, that might be a good idea. She could have laughed it off enough. But like you said, when people have animosity, when you have poisonous, oh my goodness, women, don't get mad, but it's just the truth. Stay with me. When you got poisonous women or toxic men that breed this type of selfishness, because ain't no way in the world no woman would have let her man, as rich as Will Smith is, and I hate to use the rich button all the time, but when you got so much to lose, she wouldn't have let you got up there and did that. That takes a special breed of deceit to be like that. And then, like you said, afterwards, say what she said. Wait this whole time. First of all, hey, Mac, what did she say when I got pissed off when she put it on? What's that? She said something talking about it's healing it's healing season, and I'm all here for it. I was like,
right,
what
yeah.
did she say? I was so pissed. I remember because I was sitting, me and my cousin was talking. We was right next to us. I'm like, do you see this? And he cracking up. I'm like, what is this? What's she trying to get all deep and spiritual? Like, I'm like, what? After all of this that you are the cause of, and then she didn't even correct her publicist who had brought her to out. She doesn't need a man to protect her. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, you know what?
Wow.
Please tell me that you're going to correct your publicist. And the problem is she's not. Because she want to keep digging into Will. Like, I don't need you to protect me. Will know he was wrong. I know. And then he didn't even come back to her. I would have came back on there. My wife is stupid, and that's why I'm divorcing her. It's just crazy. That's all I'm just saying. I would have been like, we are done. And I would tell anybody, man, like I said, most importantly, with this DL and Monique situation, I hope they get it figured out. But most part, I just hope that I don't even know what to say about Monique, man. I don't want to, I don't wish nobody, I don't wish no curse on nobody, because I believe that stuff come back on you. It come, all this other stuff. All I say is that the same energy that's being dished out, be careful, because it comes back on you. So I would tell Monique, in all of this peaceful, I want to talk to you like your mama, and you want a husband to be our daddy. You need to start acting your age instead of your shoe size, because what you did could have been done differently. And every time a narcissist, and I'll end it just like this: a narcissist is an individual who is so self-involved in their self that anybody that shows any type of difference of opinion, stand, or value, that they got to demonize them because they don't agree with them. So everything that they do, they make it look like it's a hate thing. They hate me. They hate me. Oh, you hate me because I did this. You hate me because I did that. And I think that I really do that she displays the characteristics of a narcissist at times. I hope that's not the case, but that's what it looks like she's trying to, display. And we don't need to keep using everybody. We don't need to bring a whole group of people into our discussion because we want to feel like we need validation from everybody to get our point across.
Yep, and that's exactly what she went to. And that was just the weak part about it. Like, and that's like she knew like what would trigger it, how he could, his reputation could be tainted, and then she just was like a stone cold fool. I was like, really? Like, and I was, saying off Mr. Johnson, like, before I even thought what happened, like after Monique kind of just did what she did, I was like, I can't believe Monique. This is before I saw what was going on.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's just that it's becoming too trendy to put your personal problems with someone on public display. That's not for everybody to see, because you're never going to resolve anything. Yep. That's just that you wanted to throw gasoline on it instead of actually resolve it.
Ooh, that's 100. I definitely agree with you there. Montez, what's going on? What up, though, brother?
Yeah, what's up, Tez?
What's up, Tez?
So that's really the end of that. That's really the gist of it. I agree with everything you just said. It's more trendy to try to get people that you've never seen in your life before to be social media protesters on here for fake causes that don't exist. And this has nothing to do. He didn't say anything derogatory with black women. This is two this issue between two people. Monique need to grow up. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't care how old you are, and she always think that because she call everybody by their full name. Everything she do, it's very manipulative. I'm always, I look at people all the time, and I wish how she speak. Even when she was talking to Charlemagne the God, she got mad because she got donkey. She get mad because she got called donkey, and you call your sister. Listen to me. This is how she talk. You call your sister Leonard donkey of the day. Yes, Monique. He should have called her by her full name. I don't even know her real name. Monique apostrophe Mo apostrophe Unique. Yes, I called you donkey today because you is acting like a donkey because you want us to protest because you got your feelings hurt. This is all it boils down to. She got that wake-up call. Mm-hmm. Baby, you not that funny and you ain't that famous no more. What have you done for us lately? I'm not going to pay you $40 million like I gave Chris Rock. First of all, Monique, stop counting other people's pockets. That's number one. That's a rule of thumb that every man, if you got a father or you got somebody as a father figure in your life, that should have taught you from jump. You never count another man's pockets. Then you counted the old girl's pockets. Why does she get $20 million?
Oh, Schumer? Was it Amy Schumer?
Yeah, Amy Schumer. I'm like, well, yeah. Amy Schumer has just sold out Madison Square Garden, probably the most famous stadium in the world, 8 consecutive shows. Monique, have you ever sold out Madison Square Garden?
She didn't even sell out the Fox with DL.
And there we go. There it is. There's your stand power.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Mike.
Will do not like. Oh my goodness. She didn't even sell out the Fox.
With DL. Thanks, Mike. Yeah. Asshole move, Mike.
Right. Mike,
he's still at the Fox with DL Hughley. I'm like, damn.
But it's just the truth. It's like, it's a business of what you've done for me lately. Real talk. It's what you, and you know what? The bet, is a good example of that? Because I don't know if you're going to like this. Carmelo Anthony is a good example of that. Carmelo Anthony wanted to be a starter, and he ain't putting up starter numbers no more. Sometimes, it's the same that a lot of older folks say. A lot of old wild folks say, like, look, you better humble yourself or you're going to get humbled. And when you don't humble yourself, it's embarrassing. It's like, bam, it's a reality check to you. It's a lot of people in that position right now. And when you see that, like, I hated the fact that she brought up Chris Rock and, it's like she was trying to hate on him. Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock got $40 million per special. Yeah, because they're in demand. You're not. Name me 3 people that say, man, I wonder when Monique coming to town.
3 people? You asshole. Hey, look, 3 people. Hey, guys, this has been a crazy 3 people.
I'm just saying, because real talk, right now, would you pay $80 to $200 to go see Monique on stage?
I will watch her for free.
And that's my whole point.
And it's not even me being funny. Like I said, I don't think she was funny. I think the best thing she did was push Precious down the stairs. That was it.
Yep.
That's the only
role she did in there. The reason why it was so scary is because, to be honest, DL kind of pointed it out as a joke, but he wasn't joking. Don't make jokes. These two was telling. He like, then that's how she is in real life. You hate everybody.
Wow.
He said, remember he said that on stage.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then he said it on the show, like, man, this is how you is with everybody. You hate me because, like, she brought up contracts and stuff, but the only thing I'm looking at is the backstage. She still ain't showed the proof of where she was supposed to go on. She just says it said in her kind. It's a headliner, but the schedule, where it's at the time, it had DL coming on at 9:45, which I would think.
I have a question.
Yep.
She says she been in the game, what, 30 years, right?
Yep.
I'll challenge anybody, if you don't mind, anybody in your audience to tell me 5 Monique jokes over 30 years. Oh, 3. Even 3.
Wow, see, y'all some assholes.
Oh,
Like
man.
I'm just being for real.
I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I agree.
Man,
The funniest, like I said, the only thing, even when she was in movies, I'm telling you, her best work was the Parkers. I don't care what nobody said. Her best work was the Parkers.
Yeah, chasing down Professor Ogilvy and then talking precious about let's go out there to the damn welfare. That's the only thing I remember.
I mean, other than that, name some different roles she didn't have where you can remember. She typecast the loud black woman, loud big black woman, loud big black woman.
Yep.
That's all she typed. I'm like, man, you ain't. And I'm trying to tell you, and some other things like she tried to come at what's the old girl name? The one who was on top for a while. Tiffany Haddish.
Oh.
And she's like, well, Tiffany Haddish, baby, you should be getting more money. But you know what Tiffany realized? Man, I just got in this game. You know, I've been in the game for a minute. I'm lighting on fire. I ain't turning down nothing. And look what it turned out for her. People can say what they want to say about Tiffany Haddish. I don't agree with some of her comments about that Chris Rock situation. But one thing I can't say about it is that she don't work her behind off it. She's like, I ain't turning down nothing. Like, oh, y'all gave me a special? Oh, y'all only gonna give me what? $300,000 for it? Okay, I'll take it. Because she just wanted the money. Look what she turned that to. They ready, about to come into his 3rd season. See, Monique don't want to. But the problem is that Monique has a problem, and she don't want to admit it with authority. She want to be able to do everything she want to do, how she want to do it. It don't work like that.
And Tiffany Haddish is actually funny.
Another thing, funny, and everything else. She tried to say some other stuff about it, talking about because she looked like this, and then what Monique said, we need to boycott her on gender and race bias. Thank you, my babies. I'm like, shut up. I'm not gonna stop watching Netflix. I'm not. You think I'm gonna stop watching Ozark for you?
Ozark for you.
I'm like, yo, we gonna boycott Netflix. No, you boycott Netflix. They ain't paying you.
Hey, Stranger Things came out. He's tripping.
Yeah, you know, right? Like Stranger Things season 4. Is you crazy? I ain't about to stop for you.
If I ever had any doubts about Netflix, I immediately erased them when they had Dave's back. That was like super cool. When he basically said take my shows off of Netflix, and they obliged. They made sure they did it. No problems.
Quick, fast, and in a hurry. But then, like I said, the problem is she is still living with Precious. She's still living that. Yeah. You're only as good as your last performance. My mother used to tell me that all the time. You're only as good as your last performance.
And she didn't have a set ready. And she's not that talented, in my opinion, as a comedian. So she acted out and tried to emasculate that man.
Yep, that's all it was. Because I'm asking everybody who went there, like, did she even say anything funny in her show? Because even going off on DL wasn't funny. She sounded like a typical chick in the hood going off on her baby daddy. That's what it sounded like to me.
And all of Justice was just kind of cringy. I was like, bro,
talk about all this stuff. I feel sorry for his wife. I'm like, dude, what do you even? Come on, man. You gonna do this on stage? Nobody even remember nothing. The problem is when you're not even funny enough that the only thing people remember is the derogatory things you said and none of the funny things that you said, because there was none. That should let you know where you stand at right now.
Yeah.
That's why you ain't gonna see a Monique Netflix special.
Yep.
It's just a real talk. And it is what it is. So, I mean, and that's why Monique had her time. Let's be honest. Monique was hot for a minute.
Yeah, when the Parkers was,
Yep, she had Parkers. She got the Precious. She was on a couple of movies regularly, like little small roles.
Beyonce dance with the girls.
Yep. What's the other? She had her own talk show for a minute. She had a talk show on TV. She was hosting some award shows. And what she thought is that was going to carry her through it. She thought that was gonna carry her all the way through it, like everybody else. Okay, here we go. We're gonna carry it through. She thought her money was gonna increase.
Yeah.
And she did good. She just did what she did. But see, this is the funny thing about Monique. The rumors about her being hard to work with just didn't get started with the Netflix. It was before that. Like, come on, man. So either way, like I say, with that situation, I ain't on no team. I just want, man, go about your business, make your money. DL, stop giving her attention. Let her act a fool all on her own, because that's all she wants. As long as you do this, you keep her relevant. That's it. You keep her relevant. Man, you got yourself a syndicated radio show. You still in demand. People still want you. Don't be like her. That's all I would tell him. And I would tell Monique, the best thing that can help you, and you don't want to hear this, you need to get rid of Daddy. Because all that do is co-sign all your ignorance. Yeah. And low key, if you always having bad contracts and he's supposed to be your manager, yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. Yeah. So, oh shoot, I just realized that time. So, and everything else. First of all, before we even get out of here, man, Mike Willie, man, I appreciate you, brother. I'm so glad.
Yeah, Mike, thank you so much, man. Hey, give him that applause.
Yeah, I was
give him that applause. Hey, Mike, man. Hey, we appreciate you coming on, Martez. Thank you for reaching out. So we can reach out to this gentleman to reach out to us, man. Like, we definitely appreciate the conversation, the dialogue, man. We appreciate your perspective, your honest opinion, man, and we just can't thank you enough for coming on the show, man. Thank you so much.
I appreciate y'all. Now, hopefully, I'll come back and it's an open invitation to my station anytime you guys want to come on as well.
Absolutely.
I'll make sure I get
appreciate that, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Let us know, man. Appreciate your take on everything. Appreciate all y'all that's in the comments tonight. Of course, like I say, Miss Kathy, appreciate you. Nafisa, appreciate you. Got my boy D, appreciate you down in Florida. Appreciate you, brother. Derek, there we go. Derek is
he's the Florida man.
I knew he was gonna say
he's
something.
The Florida man. All that curse we have in Florida, he be doing the fighting alligators, running naked at Walmart. That's what he do.
Appreciate you. And everybody else, if I missed any of you, man, I appreciate y'all for tuning in tonight. And everybody that's gonna watch it, like I said, as you know, after this, we appreciate you. Continue to like, subscribe, share. Remember, we on Twitter, we are on YouTube, we are on Meta. So watch us at any place. We don't care. Feel free to always contact us. We are so thankful for you. Mike Willie, man, you got anything to say before we go ahead and get out of here for the night, man?
Once again, like I say, shout out to Martez for making this happen. And thank you, Mr. Johnson, for having me. Pleasure meeting you, Mr. Reese. And hopefully I'll be back. Like I say, anytime you allow me to come on, I'll be willing to come on. And also Miss Hills, I'm looking forward to meeting you and conversing. Just looking forward to the next time. Like I say, the invitation is open. Anytime we have something to talk about, you can hop on my station. We can do it here, like whatever.
Absolutely.
And I would like to thank the audience as well.
We're definitely want to get back over there with you, man. We appreciate it, man. Keep it linked up. I'm going to make sure we got it again. Mike Willie, is it 323?
Yeah, Mike Willie 323. That's my YouTube station. I will be dropping content real soon. It's just been pretty hectic, but sometime within the next week or two, I'll start putting more videos out.
All right, we got that. We got that in our comments too, man. Please go ahead and subscribe to his page. There we go, right there. Let's keep it going and pumping. I know Matt going in and out, so I don't know what's going on with that. I was gonna allow him to say something before we go ahead and get out of here. Again, y'all, we're gonna be back on our regular nights, Wednesday nights, 7:45. As always, we just wanted to make sure we made it up because I wanted to definitely make sure we get our brother on here so we can introduce him. Just a new part of our family, extended family. And like you said, catch us. We definitely gonna be go there and make arrangements to go over to his place. But man, anytime,
go potty.
Anytime.
Absolutely. Thank you, brother.
Bad boy. We'll let you know. What happened? Did he click off again? Mac, why don't you go ahead, man? You got anything to say before I get him out of here, man?
All right, everybody, continue to share, like, and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for continuing to rock with us. If y'all have any topics y'all want us to talk about, please reach out to us, either Randy Johnson or Miss Hills. Continue to share, like, and subscribe. We're going to continue to bring out these banger topics and bring in interviews. And like I said, once again, Mr. Mike, we appreciate you. Thank you for coming on. And we'll see y'all
Thank you.
next week.
Absolutely.
Yep. Cool beans. Next week, 7:45 Wednesday. Peace out.